What's going on, everybody? This is the first live stream for Brews and Ball.
Yes, sir.
And I'd like to introduce myself. I am Dave, and he's been on the podcast before. His name's Brian,
How's it going, guys?
and I'd like to announce on this stream that he's an official member of the Brews and Balls
Let's go.
podcast.
Oh, yeah. Drink to that one.
So, this is brand new. We renovated, took breakfast away. Kind of didn't fit me and Matt's schedule and the agenda we were trying to push. But this kind of fits more of our style with beer and football. Two things I love, Matt loves, and I'm sure Brian loves too.
Absolutely. But I feel like it also makes it broader. Makes it more general. It's not focused on, Sunday mornings necessarily coming out. You can upload whenever.
Yeah, exactly. It gives us a broad scheduling period. And I feel like that's something we've been having trouble with our podcast recently. But anyway, let's get right to it. It's the NFL 2025 playoffs.
Let's go.
We got the Super Wildcard Weekend. The first game on slate is, I was about to say San Diego. Los Angeles Chargers at Houston Texans. Who do you got?
I love the Texans, but I think the Chargers win it here. I know Houston's at home, but
See,
the injuries.
I don't like the Texans at all. They're frauds. They're frauds. So CJ Stroud, he had a tremendously down year. Me and Matt were talking the other day.
I agree
that CJ Stroud, he's in his sophomore year, so it's a given that
sophomore slump.
Hits. But for a wide receiver core that is constantly injured week in and week out, he's done what he can with what he has, and he made it to the playoffs. I mean, I give it to him, but I think
you have
first
to give
round
him that.
exit. I don't think they're talented enough to play against the Chargers.
They have a good
Jim
defense.
Harbaugh.
They have a good defense. But the Chargers offense is rolling. I mean,
Chargers offense is rolling. I was talking to my boy Dash last week, and it was for the week 18. Justin Herbert was playing, and I said Herbert has quietly been having one of the best years of his career.
Absolutely.
And
nobody's all major platforms. You don't hear much Justin Herbert talk. Nobody's praising him. I mean,
they're
a winning team with a coach who just came back from college.
But the reason they're not talking about Justin Herbert, I feel like, is because he's in a Greg Roman offense, a run-first offense. You got J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards at the helm. Back with Greg Roman from previous seasons.
Yeah.
And Greg Roman is also familiar with Jim Harbaugh's coaching staff and his coaching ways when he was with San Francisco 49ers.
Absolutely.
They were also a run-first team.
Yeah.
So Colin Kaepernick succeeded under Greg Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Herbert succeeding under Greg Roman. He has one of the best TD-INT ratios in the league. He has one of the highest passer ratings in the league. He's really coming into his own as I
feel like he's an underrated star.
He's an underrated star, but he's coming into his own as a great field general.
I can get behind that, absolutely.
Not making mistakes on the field.
I could agree. Absolutely. And I mean, look at the season, the connection between him and Ladd. I mean, this guy is putting up 100 yards a game.
Ladd McConkey is a dog.
It's the connection they immediately got is insane. They're putting up numbers on teams. Now, JK being out does hurt. But Gus is still, I mean, you've seen when he was in Baltimore. Gus can fill a role. He's not the speed threat. But Gus is going to run through some people. So I like the Chargers here. I wish the Texans were healthy, and I wish Stroud wasn't having a down year. But I'm going to take the Chargers in Houston.
Yeah, I got LA.
Absolutely. And that hurts to say. I really do like the Texans. The Chargers. I mean, they're not going to stop them.
So,
do we think it's close, though? What are we thinking the spread's going to be? Because I think they only have them at 3.
Last I saw, it was 3. It was at Chargers -3, right?
I can see.
I think the Texans are underdogs.
Yeah, they're underdogs.
So yeah, I see them covering it. They cover the spread.
You think so?
Chargers cover the spread, but I think they step into a Greg Roman and Jim Harbaugh role as in taking over the game like they have done this year.
Yeah.
So I think they take over the game early and they finish the game with control of the entire game.
I think they cover.
Now don't get me wrong. CJ Stroud has something that Herbert doesn't have, I believe, and that is a playoff win.
That is true.
CJ Stroud beat Joe Flacco and the Browns last year in the playoffs. Justin Herbert lost to Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, that was a
heartbreaker. 28
that was a heartbreaker.
Blowout. Like 28 blown lead. Like, it's crazy.
But this is a new Chargers we're seeing. This isn't the same Chargers from back then. This is new.
No, it's not. This is a whole new team. This is a whole new team, and this is why I'm excited that Jim Harbaugh is back in the league because he makes this team competitive.
Absolutely.
If you put any other head coach in the league on the Chargers, not even Belichick, any free agent head coach on the Chargers, they're not competitive.
And Jim also brings a fire to that team. I mean, you've seen as soon as he came into that locker room how much he praised Herbert.
He also revamped play. He made the team dressed up to his stature, and he got his guys.
No, I agree.
And guess what? He has a winning record. He's in the playoffs, and he's been in the playoffs before. He's been to a Super Bowl before, and he plans on doing it again.
Yeah. All right.
So we both got Chargers.
We're both on Chargers.
Next one is a game that is going to be very, very difficult, I believe, for the Ravens, and that is Steelers at Baltimore.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Ravens, but
it's
going to be gritty. It's going to be a gritty game. It's going to come down to I saw the spread. It was
it's 9.5.
Oh, last time I saw it was 10, but it probably is.
I think it might have went back, but last time I seen it was 9.5.
So on FanDuel, I saw it was at 10. Okay. So if you're favored 10 points, I feel like it's a trap game. I don't like it. I don't like being favored that high. Can they win by 10 points? Yes, they did it last game.
Yeah.
Were they favored by 10 points last game? No. I know they were favored. I think it was like 2.5 points.
Yeah.
Or maybe even more than that, but
which
it wasn't 10.
Typical for a Ravens-Steelers game.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be down to the wire. Does Mike Tomlin come in and try and fixate on the mistakes that he made last game? Yes. The Ravens just going to lock in.
Yeah, but even mistakes, I wouldn't really say were on the coaching side, though. I mean, 2 major mistakes of the game was Russ throwing a pick and Russ fumbling, 3 yards in front of the end zone. That kind of broke their spirits there. So I wouldn't necessarily that's on Tomlin. And from a coaching perspective, Tomlin and Harbaugh are both very great coaches. As a Ravens fan, I know personally Harbaugh has his flaws when it comes to clock management.
Yes.
Throwing, his challenge flag, and just sometimes I feel like we get stuck running very similar plays nonstop. And with a team like the Steelers, who knows us so well, we cannot fall into like that rhythm where it's 2nd and 15 because we're gonna have a false start. Ronnie Stanley never ceases to amaze me with that.
Bro, I can't stand Ronnie Stanley because of that. Don't get me wrong. Left tackles are hard to come by. He is the top left tackle in the league. But the penalties that come from him, which haven't been a lot this year, in the beginning of the year, yes, there were like 10 penalties on him. Game. Yeah, it was bad, especially against the Chiefs. I think he had 4 just against him.
Well, and that was that I also cut him some slack because that was like
he was targeted for that.
Exactly.
He was targeted.
Yeah. And even since that game, they have not called that penalty as much.
Yeah, I don't understand. Why implement that rule? I've seen in games where that penalty should be called, and they're not calling it. It's like they forgot it existed.
That's just the league. That's just – I feel like the biasness.
Is that the league, or is that just because the Ravens were playing the Chiefs?
That could be a factor. That could definitely be a factor. But I don't know, man. With the way – now, don't get me wrong. End of the season, you got to worry about players getting hurt. But Steelers and Ravens both needed to win out. Steelers won on what, a 3 or 4 game losing streak?
Yeah, they're on a 4-game losing streak. All right, so I saw this scenario by what's his name? Own the League. He's a guy off of X. Shout out to Own the League. He's a Steelers fan that I am affiliated with in a couple group chats, and he mentioned a stat where I think it was who needs this game more.
Yeah.
Is it the Ravens? Because if the Ravens lose, they end up being like 3-7 in the playoffs since winning the Super Bowl in 2012. But if Mike Tomlin and the Steelers lose, they're 0-6 in the last 6 playoffs.
Wow.
I think Harbaugh needs it more. I think the Ravens need it more. If the Ravens do not win, they will be the laughingstock of the NFL.
I mean, when it comes to playoffs, we already kind of are.
What's going on, hot takes?
When it comes to,
I know you wanted to be on here.
When it comes to, I mean, just simply off of everybody talks about it, playoff time. Everybody calls Lamar a fraud, which looking at,
he's all pro, first team all pro.
He is
first team all pro this year, and probably going to be MVP again.
I think so, but also you can't deny the fact Lamar in playoffs is what, 9 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Has not played great. We've won it. He's gotten that game under his belt when we beat the Texans.
A lot can happen in 5 years.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
A lot can happen in 5 years. We saw last year how Lamar blossomed into a playoff quarterback, and he played very well, extremely well against the Texans, and he played not good but not bad against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The best team in the NFL who won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get past that.
Yeah.
So I think Lamar Jackson got that monkey off his back when it came to winning a playoff game, winning the big games. He made it to his first AFC Championship game. He did lose, but he ended up losing to the Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, I think Lamar, also with his history against the Steelers, he is 1-4 or 2-4 against the Steelers,
like that,
something like that. And last game he played great.
No, I mean he absolutely
had an
balled
MVP
out.
Performance.
Absolutely,
he did have 162-yard rusher in Derrick Henry, but Derrick Henry's on the offense. You're not going to not give him the ball.
Yeah, and that's another thing I hate, especially when it came to the MVP race, is people are now using Derrick Henry against Lamar. But when you look at it, I think the last great season Henry had was 4 years ago. He's kind of been on a decline.
This is actually
this is one of
honestly
his best
this is peak Henry in my opinion. He didn't hit 2,000 yards, but he broke the record for Ravens touchdowns.
Yeah,
and he is rushing at I think a career high average.
Yeah,
so I think this is his peak, and he's on 31.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like people try to take away from Lamar when at the same time it should be, well, if it wasn't for Lamar, I mean, his past team, you stack the box. You're stopping Henry. That is your goal.
Yeah.
You're not game planning we're just stopping Henry.
No.
You have Lamar Jackson back there that you need to, all right, we're going to game plan for Lamar, but we know what we need to do,
exactly.
We're coming up against Henry. So I hate that argument of Lamar doesn't deserve it because of Derrick Henry. All
right, I put it this way. This will end that Lamar not deserving it because of Henry debate. You take Derrick Henry off the Ravens, what did they do?
Still won.
They went to the AFC Championship.
Yeah, they're still winners.
You take Lamar off of the Ravens, what happens?
We are not making playoffs.
That's happened how many times in Lamar's career where he's been hurt? It's happened twice.
Yeah, I would say it's only been 2 seasons.
And that's when he has not finished the season healthy.
Yeah.
And before he was hurt, he had a winning record.
Yeah.
I think he tallied up 7 wins both times. He ended up 7-3, played the first 10 games of back-to-back seasons, and got hurt the same week.
And we had Huntley come in.
Yep.
I mean, Huntley's not even a starter on another team anywhere. Mm-hmm. He's a decent backup.
He's
decent.
He's not a high-end backup, but he's a backup for sure. He'll have a job anywhere being a backup. Yeah. But I got Ravens. I got Ravens by 3. I don't have it in a blowout. I would love a blowout. I would love
absolutely. I think a touchdown. I think this game is going to be back and forth, or it's going to be very low scoring, and it's just going to be a touchdown decision.
Yeah.
A late game touchdown is what's going to push it over.
I can sit with that. All right, so let's move on to the last AFC game. This will start off our Sunday slate. Broncos at Buffalo.
I'm excited for that game.
A lot of people are. I made a post on X about tallying up the votes for the AFC matchups for the playoff Wildcard Weekend, and Broncos and Bills was the most popular.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to see that game. A lot of people want to see rookie Bo Nix against Josh Allen, who Bo Nix reminds me a lot of Josh Allen. And I love Bo Nix because I'm an Oregon guy.
No. Broncos I think are a similar team as we talked about with the Chargers. It's a young offense that is finding ways to win. And I mean, they're putting up points on offense.
Yeah. The only difference between the Chargers and the Broncos, in my opinion, is the run game.
Oh, yeah.
Broncos don't have a run game.
No, they do not.
Their run game is Bo Nix.
Yeah.
But I love their head coach. Sean Payton's great.
Yeah. And
I think
Broncos
he's one of the best.
They have a great defense.
Mm-hmm.
They have a phenomenal defense.
They definitely have a top 10 defense. No below.
Fantasy, they were the number one. They were the number one.
Were they the number one? Because I know Vikings were number
defense.
2. I didn't know who the number 1 was.
It was the Broncos.
I
still think Josh Allen and the Bills are going to win it.
I think Josh Allen and the Bills are going to win it too.
It's in Buffalo, which I would like to say a lot of people are saying with the weather, that, people are always like, oh, the weather cold, Buffalo, Josh Allen wins no matter what. But we're also talking about the Denver Broncos, who play in a very hard place to play with the air. I mean, being high up in Denver, teams have to also be ready to go play up in an elevation like that. So I feel like they also have something. I think
Broncos can play in Buffalo.
I agree. So I think it's going to be like 32 degrees and
it's not going to be brutal.
Like it's
not going to be brutal.
5-mile-an-hour winds, I think, at most.
So it's going to be a perfect game for
nice
a rookie
day.
Quarterback to go against a veteran who's been in the playoffs 5 times, going on for a 6th time.
Yeah.
And I would not be surprised if it's an upset. I got the Bills winning.
I wouldn't be upset.
But their defense scares me. They're shaky. They're not as good. They're not bad, but they're not as good as years past.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a shootout.
The thing is with Josh Allen, he doesn't have any weapons. He does have James Cook, who is a great running back.
Yeah.
I think he is, if you cut Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry out of the equation, because they're a given, James Cook is definitely one of the emerging top NFL running backs. He's definitely a top 5 running back.
Absolutely. I mean, he's up there. What?
He's got 14 touchdowns, 14 rushing touchdowns on the year, and he's a receiving threat.
Exactly.
He's a dog.
I see this game being a shootout.
I can see it being a shootout. That'd be exciting.
I think it's going to be a shootout.
A good way to start off a Sunday is a shootout between Broncos and Bills. That would be a great game.
Yeah, I think Bills pull it through, but I could see an upset happening. One of those just random shocks that nobody sees, and it's Broncos come up and win. Every
year since the NFL started, the upsets for playoffs have been at a minimal 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
So for Wildcard Weekend, we're gonna see an upset.
Oh,
we don't know.
It's the playoffs.
What's it more likely with? Is it more likely with the Ravens, Steelers, or Broncos and Bills? I'd say Broncos and Bills.
I agree.
Is it more likely with the Chargers and Texans or Broncos and Bills? I say Broncos and Bills.
I still think Broncos and Bills.
Just because Broncos have a great defense. Broncos are built to succeed. I believe in the future. I think the Broncos are going to be a great team for the next 5 years. They're going to be in a playoff run every single year as long as Sean Payton is with Bo Nix.
Yeah, I get behind that. Absolutely.
So let's move on to the NFC. First matchup for the NFC teams at 4:30 on Sunday. We got the Green Bay Packers against the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, Jordan Love got the green light. He's healthy.
I'm still taking the Eagles.
I'm taking the Eagles, too.
I'm taking the Eagles.
Oh, Jalen Hurts got the green light, too. Yeah, they both got the green light today.
I'm taking the Eagles. I feel like even if Hurts was hurt, I mean, you got Saquon. You still have your weapons. You have a phenomenal offensive line. You still have great wide receiver threats.
So yeah, Devontae Smith did get the green light too. So he's
only thing I think that's like a major key that they're missing on offense is the tight end because Goddard, I think he's still out.
He might be. I'm not sure.
I don't think he's back. But still, you still have your wide receivers. You have Saquon, great offensive line. You could put me in and let me hand the ball off to Saquon, and I think we still win the game.
Yeah,
and, I mean they have a good defense.
I mean, I'm not knocking Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts is a phenomenal quarterback. I think he's the number 3 best dual threat quarterback in the league right now. I'm a huge Jalen Hurts fan. I know he's had some rough patches the past 2 years.
Yeah,
but Jalen Hurts is definitely a difference maker when it comes to choosing between him and Kenny Pickett.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
100%. Baby hands Pickett. You can't even grip a football. I don't know how you can trust a quarterback if he cannot grip a football.
Yeah.
How do you trust him to throw the ball?
Yeah, I don't get it. Even in that video that went viral when he went to throw the ball and fell, the man had gloves on.
And people were like,
oh,
the defender touched the ball. The defender did not touch that ball.
No, he did not
touch that ball.
Only thing
that just flew right out of Kenny's hand.
Only thing I give him is he went to throw it.
I think he wanted to flop and couldn't make up his mind.
Well, I think he was in that stage where he was in between of letting that ball fly and maybe seeing a defender or seeing something he didn't like. And when he went to just let it go and went to stop, I don't know how his body went forward and front flipped. I don't know. Maybe he's got that much of a cannon that we just don't know about in his arm.
Kenny Pickett's not a terribly bad quarterback. He's not a starter in the NFL.
No.
Hot Takes has a comment, says the Ducks look good losing like the Ravens this weekend. It's upsetting.
Hey, it's a Ravens-Steelers rivalry game.
But you know who his team is?
No.
The New York Giants.
I actually feel I feel bad for Giants fans because they could have had the number 1 pick and their franchise hates their fans.
I feel bad for Giants fans because Daboll is still the head coach.
Yeah.
That's what I feel bad about. Because if you change the head coach, if you go in and bring somebody better, bring in a rookie, bring in someone better. You can even bring in Wes Welker because the Dolphins just cut him as a wide receiver coach.
Pick him up.
And if they can pick him up, he can develop Neighbors, right?
Neighbors
as the head coach, he develops Neighbors.
Baller. Look who he's been playing with.
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
Still a baller.
You go into the draft, you grab a quarterback, or you go into free agency, you pick somebody up. Just pick a quarterback that's ranked for a year. All right, so you're going that way. You got Tyrone Tracy. He's a dog of a running back. I think Tyrone Tracy is going to be a top 10 running back next year. Quote me.
Hey, he's a weapon back there. Absolutely.
He's a weapon. Okay. The Giants have a future. They just need to get rid of the problem, and that's Brian Daboll. But back to Eagles and Packers.
Yeah. We'll talk about them later. But yeah, Eagles here. Packers they're a solid team. Oh, I mean they're a playoff team. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't think they have enough to get past the Eagles. Eagles are healthy. I mean, they came into Baltimore and fucking stiffed us up.
No, they didn't.
Yes,
no, they didn't. No, they did not. No.
Yes, they did.
They beat us. They take the win. I don't care. They did not fuck us up.
They didn't fuck us up. Stiffed us up. They got us out of our game.
We had over 125 yards total offense more than the Eagles. We played better on both sides of the ball. How did we lose?
That fourth quarter, we looked like a different team. We looked like we didn't even want to be out there.
You got Mark Andrews and likely just mossing tiny-ass corners like Darius Slay.
But fourth quarter, our defense
and we couldn't do anything.
Tapped out, in my opinion. I mean, fourth quarter is the third quarter. Saquon had, I think, 0 yards.
Yeah, Saquon wasn't even a factor
until the fourth quarter when I forgot how much he ran for. The fourth quarter, Saquon ran through our defense like it was no problem.
Maybe it was just gimme, like here's the game we got.
That could have been a factor. Like, all right, we lost.
We did have a 3-game 10-day like schedule right after that. So
that is true.
The fact that they won 3 games in 10 days is phenomenal.
Yeah.
But losing to the Eagles, that game was horrible. I hated that game.
But yeah,
Give me Philly.
Yeah,
Give me
Eagles
Philly
over
against the Packers. I think Packers are going to fold. I don't believe in Jordan Love. I don't think he's as great as a quarterback as everybody thinks. He's overpaid. Their wide receiver corp is falling apart. Christian Watson's dead.
Yeah.
Romeo Dobbs, you're lucky if he even plays well because he's such a diva.
Every time I bet on that man,
Jaden Reed, he's only good if he gets the ball thrown to him, and Jordan Love hasn't thrown the ball to him in the past couple weeks. Josh Jacobs is great.
Yeah,
run the ball,
absolutely.
but you can't run against the Philadelphia Eagles.
No.
So I got the Eagles.
Yeah.
Our next matchup is a very popular matchup: Commanders versus the Bucks. Kind of two they're not like elite teams in the playoffs like the previous games we've talked about with Bills, Ravens. But
I like Commanders.
Still a playoff matchup.
Yeah, but I like Commanders.
See, I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
which I can understand.
I think.
Don't get me wrong.
I think the
Baker's a baller.
Have the potential to go to the Super Bowl. I think they are a wild card team that can go to the Super Bowl.
I don't think that because I mean they're not getting past the Lions. I don't think
they can.
I don't think they get past the Lions.
They can do it. You want to know why? Because they can put points up.
They can.
The Bucks are one of those teams that can have a shootout with the Lions.
I don't know.
It's if their defense shows up. Their defense is
well, that's the issue. Yeah, you might be able to put up 30 points, but if your opponent can put up 42, 48 points on you, and I mean, look how many times the Lions have put up 40 points a couple times this season where it's like, who's stopping the Lions?
Who's stopping the Lions? I can name a couple teams.
But I'm saying when they are playing, you got.
The thing is, Jared Goff makes so many mistakes. He can throw 5 interceptions and the Lions will still win the game.
Yeah.
He's not a difference maker on that team. It's that defense.
Yeah.
That defense is crazy. Kirby Joseph leading that defense is insane. He's defensive player of the year, by the way.
So back to Commanders.
I love the Commanders. I love Jaden Daniels.
I have
his baby Lamar.
I think Commanders will pull through.
Dan Quinn is also a great coach.
Yeah.
He's been to the big stage before. He can do it again. He can go there again. Does he do it with this year with this team? I don't think so.
No, I don't. I'm not saying they're Super Bowl bound, but
I just don't see them getting past the.
I think they can get past.
I think the Buccaneers in the NFC are the most dangerous team.
I don't know about dangerous though.
I think they're the most dangerous team. You got Baker, Big Schlong, Mayfield.
I mean, Baker's a baller. Don't get me wrong. I love Baker. He's a baller.
Fucking railing that thing to Mike Evans. That's all he has to do is throw to Mike Evans. Mike Evans will catch it.
Yeah, that is true. Which I'm happy for that man. That last game when he got that 1,000 yards.
That's a Hall of Famer. He's a certified Hall of Famer.
Which I feel bad for.
Certified Hall of Famer. Shout out to Timmy. He did say that Mike Evans was going to be a great wide receiver this year when a lot of people were down.
Yeah. No. Just rock with Commanders. I feel like it might be a close game.
I do like the Commanders' defense, but the thing is with the Commanders, when they fall behind, that's it. You got to count them out. I don't think it's so. If the Commanders fall behind early, say late in the second quarter, they're down 10 points, 13 points. I don't see them coming back because all Baker and the Bucs are going to do is keep the foot down on the pedal, like just keep it down, keep going, score.
That is one thing also with Baker's been to this stage a couple times now. And I mean, like you said, they do have a phenomenal offense that any given week.
I just don't think anybody can.
And it is Jaden Daniels is a rookie. This is his first playoffs. So, I mean, he could come out and underperform. I can definitely see that.
Jaden Daniels can come out and underperform just like in weeks past.
Yeah.
Where he's come out, he's gone 2 for 10 and he gets benched for Marcus Mariota because Dan Quinn's like, oh, it's a coaching decision. We're going to bench him. Let Mariota take over the game.
I think I like the Commanders team as a whole more than I like the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers might have the better offense, but I think Commanders still have an offense that can maybe not be as.
I think it's going to come down to Commanders. You got to get Jaden Daniels going. All right.
Yeah.
You got to get that defense locked in. That defense isn't locked in, and you're not stopping the Bucks. That's it.
Yeah.
You cannot rely on a shootout with the Bucks to win this game.
Yeah.
Because it's not gonna. You're not gonna win.
Yeah, they're gonna have to double team or triple team Mike Evans if they have to. That's the only way you're keeping Baker from letting that thing fly.
Yeah, it's.
If they go man press and they 1-on-1, yeah. Mike Evans is in the end zone.
Yeah,
it's a
every
wrap.
time.
Defense.
Not saying that Jaden Daniels can't toss it to Scary Terry, and score.
Yeah,
because they can.
Absolutely.
They can run it with Brian Robinson. They can run with Jaden Daniels. They can run with Austin. I don't know.
Eckler's the backup.
Is he back? Is he back?
I don't know if he's back.
I don't know if he's healthy.
Yeah,
but Brian Robinson's the running back. He's the running back one. I like Robinson better. Anyway.
Absolutely.
You know, you can shoot Brian Robinson a couple times and he's still going to keep going.
Yeah.
Into the end zone. He's a dog.
He is a dog. That's why I don't know. I feel like Commanders might not have as much firepower as the Buccaneers, but I think as a whole, their offense is still great, and that defense is great.
I agree. The defense is great.
The
offense is great. It's just
hope
the circumstances is you cannot rely on winning a shootout.
Yeah.
You can't. You got to stop Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans. If you don't, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm taking the Bucs.
They need Daniels to get into a good flow off the jump. Immediately shake those first playoff game jitters. Let him get into a flow. Don't start off slow, running the ball. Like, get him in a good flow. And I mean, even if you can go down first drive, maybe second drive, and at least get a field goal up, get some points on the board right away, and get him like, okay, I just marched the field. Next drive, let's go let's go score.
Yeah.
Get him in a flow. I think he'll be solid. I like Commanders.
All right, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna go to location is now in Glendale, Arizona.
Yeah.
We're gonna go Vikings against Rams. So if the Rams lose, are we preaching that it's not home field advantage? I mean, it sucks. The fires, like prayers out to everybody.
Yeah,
the fires suck.
That's horrible.
You know, we got the fire departments. Everybody in LA has to get control of it.
Yeah,
and just get them done and over with, so we can get back to football.
Absolutely.
But prayers out to all the people who lost their homes.
Definitely. In this game, see, my only thing is, I like both teams as a matchup. Vikings, I mean, they could have been the number one. They got shut down.
They got shit on.
That was embarrassing.
They got Sam Darnold was seeing ghosts.
Yeah, but they still were fighting for a number one seed. So we also have to take in mind they're a fifth seed that could have they could have been that number one seed.
They could have.
But my thing is, Sam Darnold going to show up and ball in the playoffs, where you got a Matthew Stafford who's won a ring. You know, they got Cooper Kupp. You got Puka now. Like,
I was just about to say that.
They haven't
Puka. You got Cooper. You got Kyron Williams.
Yes, like
you got a backup in Blake Corum.
Yeah.
You got Tyler Higbee at tight end. You got a decent enough defense that got you into the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Matthew Stafford, who's been to the playoffs, been to the Super Bowls, won the Super Bowl. Sean McVay, who has been that coach in the Super Bowl and won that Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
The Rams have everything going for them right now to be the underdog and win.
Yeah.
Give me Minnesota.
I kind of want.
Give me Minnesota in a blowout.
In a blowout?
Vikings belt to ass. Belt to ass. Rams are going to get curb stomped, and it's not even going to be in their home field. They're going to get their jaw laid on the ground and stomped out by Sam Darnold and the Vikings.
I think I might go Rams. Sam Darnold,
the Rams had looked so bad the past 5 weeks. Terrible.
Sam Darnold.
They do not belong in the playoffs. He's going
to come out and choke.
The Seahawks look better than the Rams, and they have the same record, and they're not in the playoffs.
It sucks for the Seahawks.
I mean, it does suck for the
It sucks for the Seahawks. The Rams are in.
The Rams are lucky enough to be there, but they're not going to be lucky enough to win that game.
I don't know, man.
That defense is too good.
They are good. And, I mean, you got Jay Jettis on the other side. You have Aaron Jones. You got Addison. Minnesota, they have all the weapons.
You got T.J. Hawkinson.
They have the weapons to go. I mean, they have the weapons to go all the way. They really could get over that hump with the Lions. My only thing is, I feel like their win, almost as much as like when it comes to Baltimore and Lamar, that game is going to be on Sam Darnold. He is going to have to not be a game manager. He is going to have to.
No, he's going to have to take. He's going to have to make those tight throws. He's going to have to make.
And he's done it all season. So don't get me wrong. We've seen him do it.
Yeah,
they put up crazy numbers.
Yeah. Or start the game off by running the ball. I don't think the Rams have a great defensive line as everybody says they do.
No,
I think you're short Aaron Donald.
Yeah,
you don't have Aaron Donald. I'll run all day.
Yeah, and I mean you have Aaron Jones and
Aaron Jones is a dog.
Yeah, let that boy run the ball.
He left the Packers because everybody was saying he's washed. Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah,
he's fucking running through teams.
Season. Yeah. I trust me. I think Vikings win it, but I feel like there's too much pressure and there's too much on Sam Darnold's plate that he could definitely come up short, like he just did in a very big game just last week against the Detroit Lions. You are going against a QB.
Yeah, but
who's been in the league for years.
You're playing against the number. You played against the number 1 seed last week.
They were also.
They're both 15-win teams.
I agree.
Going against a 10-win team in the Rams.
But that doesn't always mean anything. That doesn't mean everything.
The Rams suck. Like they suck. They're not good.
Weapons. They have the weapons.
They have the weapons, but the last 5 weeks they have been dog shit.
It's part of the.
They have not been good.
Part of the plan to drop down
right.
and work their way in. That could definitely be a blowout. Minnesota.
I don't see Kyron Williams
Minnesota should absolutely demolish this team. I just think it's all on Sam Darnold whether they do it.
If I'm the Vikings, and if I had to cover one person and keep one person from getting the ball or scoring, it's Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
You keep him out of the mix, you're going to win.
Put all the pressure on. Let Cooper do what he's got to do to beat us.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they could take Puka out, but I mean, it's still hard to just take Puka out, though. Puka's going to get his catches and get his yards and find the red zone. Yeah, Vikings won this.
Give me Vikings.
Yeah.
Give me the Vikings.
They just have too much. But I still believe
too much going on
that Sam Darnold has to show up. He's not going to be able to just get in this game and let the team do whatever. He's got a ball.
All right, so we're going to move on to we got our Super Wildcard Weekend. Mm-hmm. We just hit 50 viewers. Look at that. First live stream, we got 50 viewers. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I'm going to pull up the NFL bracket. So, all right. Chiefs. So, we had the Ravens winning, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had the Bills winning.
Yeah.
We had the Chargers winning.
Yeah.
So, next week, if it happens that way, next weekend, the divisional round will be Ravens going to Buffalo.
Yeah.
And Los Angeles. I keep saying San Diego.
Yeah.
Los Angeles going to Kansas City. They're two great matchups.
Absolutely.
Let's start with Baltimore going to Buffalo. I think the Ravens. I know I'm gonna fucking hear it. I'm gonna fucking hear it on Twitter.
Yeah. That
I hate Josh Allen. Josh Allen's the second best quarterback in the league.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Josh Allen, a lot of people don't know this. I love watching Josh Allen. I think he's a great quarterback.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't knock his greatness. Don't get me
wrong.
But
he has not played and beaten good teams this year. All right, so he beat the Chiefs, he beat the Lions. Okay. But everybody else, he's 2-4 against. Like he's had 4 losses to playoff teams this year. He's 2-4 and 2-3. Like he hasn't played competition.
And look at the division he's in.
He's in a dog walk division. He walks that division year in and year out.
6 wins.
And the thing is, this year, I'll be the first to say I was wrong. The New York Jets did not win the division like I said they were going to.
I don't remember who I picked, but I don't think I've had the Jets.
I think you picked the Bills.
Yeah, I am not. I have never been.
Nobody picked the Commanders. Nobody saw what the Commanders were.
Nobody. If anybody picked the Commanders,
I think I had Commanders coming in last. I think I had the Giants. No, I had Commanders coming in third. Giants were in last. Jets were number 1. Bills were number 2. I had Aaron Rodgers having his little Brett Favre moment and going berserk.
No, I have no faith in that.
No, he sucks. Jets suck. Just wrap the team up. Just send the whole team to Japan. They're going to be speaking Japanese.
But it is sad because they have great players.
They do.
You just got to let your QB walk, fix the organization. What was the last head coach's name? Slay, Robert Saleh. Saleh.
Yeah,
I liked him a lot.
I didn't.
I liked him. I thought he got that team fired up, and he looked like he loved that. Like I feel like he brought.
If you're a coach and you let a quarterback come in, you let any player come in and take over your team, you are on him. That's on him.
I feel like that was an organization thing.
That's on him. He let his quarterback miss mandatory practice, mandatory camps.
Insane. That should have been the first sign
and
that the Jets were not doing nothing this year.
And when he tried to reprimand, I don't even know if he tried to reprimand him. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors.
I don't think so. I think it was
they
put something on social media for it.
He's not the head coach the Jets need. The Jets need a hard ass. That's what they need. They need a fucking drill sergeant.
Yeah.
Because that team is a lot of divas.
Oh, yeah, you got so much personality.
Garrett Wilson. What is it? Ahmad Gardner. Is that his name?
Sauce, yeah.
No, he's not Sauce anymore.
He's still Sauce.
He's not Sauce.
He's Sauce Gardner.
He's not even a top 5 corner.
He's still Sauce Gardner.
Top 5 holding corner.
I don't care about that. It's Sauce Gardner. We can't knock Sauce Gardner. Come on.
You got I'm not knocking Devontae Adams. You got Devontae Adams on the team. He better get the fucking ball.
Absolutely.
Brees Hall, he ain't do shit.
Yeah. But I feel like if he went to another, this is also, look at the team he's on. And this team probably in the locker room was crumbling every week.
Yeah.
You had the biggest diva of the team, Aaron Rodgers, leading a group of divas. So I'm sure the locker room, it was just bad vibes. I feel like if Brees Hall's on another team, he's still going to be a great, phenomenal running back.
Oh, yeah, I think
so. Absolutely.
If he can stay on the field, which this year I don't think he has played every game.
No, I don't think so either.
So,
and they their backup, Braylon Allen or something.
Braylon Allen.
Yeah.
Braylon Allen.
He's pretty solid. Yeah, he was solid.
He's a dog. I think he has the potential of being a starting running back.
Yeah.
Anywhere he goes.
Do you think he stays with the Jets though?
Yeah, I mean he's in his rookie contract. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying like down the road.
So if he stays a backup for like Brees Hall, then you're either staying with the Jets or you don't have a job because you're already 3 years in.
Yeah.
3 or 4 years in on your rookie contract, and you had a little boom this year. You even had an award. He had offensive rookie of the week or something like that early in the season, and then they just stopped running with him.
Yeah,
but if they can continue running with him and show that he is a good backup to Brees Hall and can be a potential starter, he can go somewhere else and thrive. Absolutely. But I don't think anybody's going to give him a chance right now,
especially not when you're on the New York Jet.
Yeah, no. Nobody wants any Jets players. But
back to
the Bills
and Ravens.
I think the Ravens are gonna belt to ass.
We've seen it early in the season. I don't care what nobody says.
Again, belt to ass.
MVP race. Nobody wants to talk about that head-to-head matchup. Lamar played an MVP game.
Yep.
Josh Allen, what they put up 10 points.
Put up 10 points, and Josh Allen got ran through by the defense. Yeah, like his own coach put him in harm's way. That was crazy. Yeah. I was at that game. I fucking love that game.
I like as a Ravens fan, but I like the Ravens matched up against them. I think we see them in the playoffs. That locker room is gonna be ready to go. It is going to be balls to the walls. We're gonna have that Ravens energy that you see every season where the team starts building up. We get players who are getting active and crazy in the locker rooms, the celebrations, the videos. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to bring that type to Buffalo, and we are going to walk in their trap and take over their trap.
That's wise words from Justin Tucker.
Yes.
Walk in your trap, take over your trap. I think the Ravens are going to dog walk them. I don't think there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The only way we lose is if we're hurt.
And it fucking snows its ass off.
Nah.
If it snows its ass off. Josh Allen loves that fucking snow, man.
I think if it snows, it's going to be a running game between Lamar and Allen. They're just going to run all over the field. They're going to be having fun.
Absolutely.
So we both got Ravens. So we're just going to leave that slate there for Bills and Ravens set up for an AFC Championship rerun.
Yeah.
When I say rerun, I mean you got the Chargers going to KC, and I don't see Chargers making it out.
No.
It would be nice if the Chargers made it out of KC.
I think all of the US
Because
would love that.
that means you got to come to Baltimore for the AFC Championship game. And that would be great. You go to Baltimore or Buffalo for the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
And it's a new venue. I mean, last year, the AFC Championship game was in Baltimore.
Which was heartbreaking. Oh, my God. I mean, cry after that game.
That was probably the most heartbreaking moment for Ravens fans.
Yeah. But, I would love for the Chargers to win. I just don't see them doing it. The Chiefs find a way to win. Andy Reid is a genius behind that.
Andy Reid, I didn't realize how many coaches came out from under him. You got John Harbaugh.
He has spawned everybody.
Sean McDermott.
The Eagles head coach.
Eagles head coach. The Rams head coach, McVay.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan.
Yep.
Matt LaFleur. Yep. Everybody came from Andy fucking Reid. And we were preaching for years that Bill Belichick was the greatest coach of all time because he has all these championships. But then we realized that Tom Brady was the reason he won all those championships.
Yeah.
Is Bill Belichick a great head coach, top 3 coach of all time? Yes.
Stuff to give it to him. Absolutely.
But Andy Reid is a step above Bill Belichick, and it's a leap. It's not a tiny step.
I don't know. Would we say it's still a leap, though?
I think Andy Reid is, right now, Andy Reid is the greatest coach of all time.
I mean, look what they've done. I mean,
he has 3 Super Bowls. He's been the 4.
Chiefs, yeah.
No, he's been the 5. He's been the 5 Super Bowls. He has 3.
Yeah.
3 wins.
I mean, they've been almost to the AFC Championship every year, too.
Yeah.
Like, the years that they...
The only year they missed when he was... And the thing is...
The Bengals...
The year the Bengals won.
Yeah.
And the year the Bengals went and got their ass kicked by the Rams.
You'd love to see it.
By another Andy Reid prodigy,
yeah.
Sean McVay.
Yeah.
Which is another coach I really like. But anyway, even when he was in Kansas City, he had Alex Smith. They were in the playoffs every year.
Yeah, no,
they didn't win. I think they went on like a 6-year losing streak with Alex Smith, or 4 years, something like that, before they got Kaepernick. No, not Kaepernick. Because Alex Smith went to the Niners.
Yeah.
And then that's where Kaepernick came from. But Alex Smith was on the Chiefs. They had a couple years where they were going into the wild card and losing. Because I remember the Ravens, like, they'd walk them.
Yeah. But
that's because they have Alex Smith, not, Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
And now this great defense that the Chiefs are, like, they got the worst defense all year. As soon as playoffs come, they're the number 1 defense in the world.
Yeah. And also, even with, they also got some weapons back on offense, because isn't Hollywood Brown's back, which
Hollywood Brown is back. But he's not a factor.
But he's still a speed threat you have to worry about. When you have Worthy and him who are both speed threats.
Worthy did get us in that first game with that run.
Oh,
yeah. 40-yard run.
Well, yeah, and he had 2 touchdowns on us.
He did.
That was embarrassing. His first game of his rookie season, and he 2 touchdowns. I think his first touchdown was it the first drive when they hit that little, when he came across the field and got that handoff?
I don't think they scored first. I think we scored first. It was Derrick Henry.
I thought, yeah, you're right on that. I thought he might have that wide receiver handoff.
Yeah, he did.
That was pretty early. I thought that was early. One of their first. That was early in the game. Yeah. Chiefs win it. They're going to scheme up. I'm sure they have another playbook for just playoffs.
It's going to be an AFC Championship rematch, except this time we're going to be in Kansas City, which is going to be great because I want all the smoke. As a Ravens fan, after last year's heartbreak, I don't care who we're playing. We're going to beat them.
Yeah.
The Baltimore Ravens were the best team in the NFL last year, whether they won the Super Bowl or not. They were statistically and on tape the best team in the NFL, and they lost because they beat themselves against the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs won the Super Bowl that year, and not every year. The best team doesn't win every year. It's a proven fact.
100%.
This perfect Patriots lost.
Yeah.
There's a couple teams that lost, and they were the best team in the NFL.
100%.
It just doesn't always come down to that.
100%.
But so we got our AFC Championship game lined up for our predictions if our wild card games are right.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the NFC.
I don't even care who plays. I think Lions are going all the way.
We said the Eagles were going to win, right? So we got the Eagles winning. We said Vikings would win.
Mm-hmm.
You said Commanders.
I got Commanders.
So we'll we'll jump on the Commanders wagon first. All right, so if it's Commanders, so the Commanders will go to Detroit.
Mm-hmm. They're going to lose.
The Vikings will go to Philly.
Which would be a nice matchup.
It would be.
That'd be a really good matchup. All right, so you got to look at it. Who's got the better defense between the two? They both have great defenses. They both have good defenses.
Which game were we talking about? Eagles first?
Hmm?
We're talking about Eagles and Vikings first, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, they do have great defenses.
They both have good defenses, and they both
I think
have
the
good
Eagles come out
offenses.
on top.
Think so?
I think they do. I think it comes down to. I think it's going to come down to if the Vikings can stop AJ Brown and Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, which nobody stopped.
The Eagles are built very similarly to the Detroit Lions, but offensively built better, in my opinion. Just minus the tight end.
Yeah.
They don't have Sam Laporta.
So with them two teams, same argument I had before is Vikings have a great offense, great defense, but you have Sam Darnold as QB compared to Jalen Hurts, who's been there.
Mm-hmm. Jalen Hurts has been to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And
most
fact,
most of their offense is still pretty much
right.
the same as that Super Bowl winning team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and defense. They haven't really made much changes, I feel like.
No, they haven't. But they don't have Fletcher Cox.
They don't have Fletcher Cox, and they don't have
Jason Kelsey.
I
think they're two solid players that you would want.
Absolutely. But I don't think that fully makes them all of a sudden.
No, they're still a Super Bowl contender.
That offensive line is still great.
Fun fact: quarterbacks who've lost the Super Bowl usually do not go back. It's a very small percentage, extremely small. They don't go back. That's why when Bengals fans in the offseason preach that Joe Burrow is going to go to the Super Bowl again, no, it's not happening. Not in this division. Maybe if he switches teams. That's the only way a quarterback who's lost goes to the Super Bowl again is if they switch teams.
No shit.
That's been the occurring factor.
I hear you.
But anyway, I got Eagles winning.
I do too. I have Eagles winning.
All right, so we got the Eagles.
Saquon's rushing for 3 touchdowns. Saquon's itchy good now.
I think the Vikings are pissed right now, so they're going to go into Glendale, Arizona, and belt the ass the Rams, but they're going to go to Philly and be humbled.
Yeah, dude, imagine being a Giants fan and you just lost Saquon. He has the greatest season ever. I feel bad for New York fans, dude.
I'll take pretty pissed.
I feel bad for him, and I'm sorry, man. The videos of their front office talking about do we let him walk? Do we pay? Who's it? Daniel Jones.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, do we pay him all this money? And then, the dude's not even playing.
No, yeah, and then Daniel Jones there is over.
Yeah, so it's you paid him all this money. You let Saquon walk.
Mm-hmm.
Biggest mistake that franchise has made. And I don't even know.
I think Saquon wanted to go though.
Absolutely,
he wanted to go home.
No, who wants to stay on a losing team?
Yeah, exactly.
When you are a great running back, man. Could you imagine getting that call? Hey, we're letting you walk. My bag's been packed.
I don't think he didn't let him. They didn't let him walk.
Who?
So Saquon, I saw the Hard Knocks. He didn't tell him about Philly.
I don't either.
He just signed.
Good for him.
That was it. He just signed. That's why a lot of Giants fans are pissed off with Saquon. It's because he just signed. He just up and left like the Colts did in Baltimore.
Yeah.
It was up and left in the middle of the night. That's pretty much what Saquon did. Yeah, that's a shitty move, but dude, the organization's doing nothing for him.
Yeah, they screwed him over. It's whole.
I was what are they gonna do if he something bad happened and he couldn't play for the rest of the year? They're just gonna play the backup. It's not like they can do anything for him.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So he's gonna go where he wants to play.
Yeah,
he wants to play in Philly. He wants to go home. Let him do it. Guess what? He's a Super Bowl contender now, and he could be possibly a Super Bowl MVP.
And he almost broke the record. He could have broke the record. He chose not to.
He didn't choose not to.
I think he had a very good say. No, because I thought he said that he'd rather be healthy for the. Look at it this way.
That's what he said.
Oh yeah. No matter what.
That's what he said. But he was
pissed
that he couldn't play and break the record because that's what he was excited about the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's damn, I'm gonna break the record. Blah blah blah. He was speaking about.
Can you imagine that though? Breaking a record that's been held for so long, and then being sorry, you're not breaking that record. You gotta be healthy for playoffs. But I mean, look,
Eagles win.
rather win a Super Bowl than be injured.
Exactly. Eagles win. So we'll move on to Washington going to Detroit if they beat Tampa Bay.
That is a belt-to-ass game. And I like the
Washington's getting what?
I said that's a belt-to-ass game, and I like the Commanders.
Oh, I thought you were picking the Commanders.
I like what the Commanders are doing. They are getting curb stomped.
Yeah, they are.
Dan Campbell is going to bring an actual line onto that field, and they are going to fucking ragdoll the Commanders. And I feel bad for them because I like them. But
So I had Tampa Bay beating the Commanders, okay? And if Tampa Bay goes to Detroit, it's going to be a shootout. Like, I think Baker Mayfield can compete.
I think that
He
Lions
can compete
defense is
against-
gonna overpower.
So I do think the Lions are going to win. They're going to beat Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a shootout. It's going to come to the last touchdown. Compared to if the Commanders go to Detroit, they're getting a belt to ass.
Yeah, by halftime, people are going to be changing the
Yeah. So
I
it's
agree.
going to be a game that nobody wants to watch. So if the NFL is rigged like everybody says it is, they're going to put Tampa Bay in Detroit.
That'd be crazy.
It's going to be a shootout.
I would love to still
I
see
like it.
Baker ball out no matter what. I don't like.
Yeah,
I pick Commanders.
Cleveland
but-
did them dirty.
Yeah, who doesn't like watching Baker ball out? His personality on the field is top tier. He's just a fun player to watch.
Did you hear about that thing at the Cheesecake Factory
No, what?
parking lot?
What did he do?
Apparently, he was like getting topped off like in college by a lot
That's what we like.
of women in the same location. The Cheesecake Factory parking lot.
Yeah,
It's crazy. I was like, God
dude,
damn.
Baker
But
was
it's
good.
old news, so like nobody's like holding them to it.
Yeah, that's what he was doing back then. I don't know.
So we agree. No matter who goes to Detroit in the divisional round, Detroit's going to walk. Not walk them, but win.
They're gonna win.
All right. So
And if they lose to either team, major that might be the biggest upset.
so
of
we're
all the
going.
games.
We're going for a Philly Detroit.
Yeah.
NFC Championship in Detroit.
They match up so well. They both have great running games,
Mm-hmm.
great wide receivers.
Mhm.
Philly might have the edge
Mm-hmm.
on wide receivers. Who do you think has the edge on QB? Because I mean, Goff has been throwing that ball.
I think.
He at one
Hurts-
point was
I think
in
the
the MVP
Eagles.
race.
What do you mean by edge on QB? Like, can they win with their QB? Like,
No, I'm
matter
just
how they
saying-
play or who's the better quarterback?
No, better quarterback. Because I'm just saying we're matching up running back, running back.
I think Jalen Hurts is the better quarterback. And let me say this: it's because the Eagles, if they don't have Jalen Hurts, you're counting them out. You're counting them out completely. They're not.
I
winning that
wouldn't say
game.
completely.
You lose Jared Goff on the Lions. Are you counting them out completely?
I think if anything, they're probably about the same. Because I mean,
I don't think so. Because Jared Goff can have the worst game of his career and still
that
win.
That is true.
Like,
yeah.
it's crazy. He's getting carried. Don't get me wrong. He's had some great games this year.
Yeah, I mean, he was.
He's
in
had some great games
MVP
last year.
race
He
for a while.
was in the MVP race for a while. But once you throw 5 interceptions in one game, you're not
and still
an
winning.
MVP.
That is
You're not an
insane.
MVP. You know, that's even if you win. Like, it's not like the game came down to you playing well at the end of the game.
Yeah,
It
he-
didn't.
As they all say, game manager.
Yeah, it was game manager.
Golf.
That's exactly what he is.
But who do you got winning? I think
Philly.
You like Philly?
I'm taking Philly. I'm standing 10 toes down on my prediction. That's my preseason prediction.
I still think Lions.
I got Philly winning.
I
I like
have-
their defense. I like how they're locked in on offense. They got as long as you have AJ Brown and Saquon Barkley, you don't lose a game.
I don't know. I think Lions are out for redemption after last season,
They are.
and that locker. I mean,
And I think Dan Campbell's going to cost them the game.
think so? I don't
Like he did last year.
I don't think so. I think he learned from his mistakes. He's fired up. He's got this team.
We thought Harbaugh could
Fired
learn
up.
from his mistakes.
Harbaugh's different. Harbaugh. I mean, at one point, Harbaugh was about to be fired. Lamar saved him. That's a different story. Dan Campbell, I just think that organization, they got a lot of, like, I don't want to say good vibes, but they got, good motivation. They're a fired up team. When they are rolling, they are rolling.
Yeah, they are rolling, and once they're
Um,
rolling, they're rolling. But
And that's also a team, like you said.
I don't think
mean,
you're going to.
They don't need Goff to ball out to win.
They don't, but
Philly needs Hurts to at least be in the game and
yeah, but Detroit has to stop Jalen Hurts from running the ball.
They have a great defense too.
They have to stop Saquon Barkley. They have to stop AJ Brown. They have to stop Devontae Smith.
And by that time,
like you have so many. Like this is going to be the ultimate test.
Yeah.
For the Lions if they win.
What's the Lions edge rusher that's massive?
Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah,
he's not in.
He said that he should be back. If they make it to the Super Bowl, he should be back.
That's if they make it to the Super Bowl.
Bro, I see them beating Philly.
I don't know. I don't see them.
You never know. I mean, they might come back for that game.
They could win. They could win and make it in. But I don't see them beat Philly.
Fell short last year.
All right, so you're saying Lions are in.
I think
Lions are in for the Super Bowl. They're at the shoe-in. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe not a shoe-in. I mean, Eagles are a great team. They match up very well.
Let's move to AFC. Who you got? We said our matchups were
us and the Chiefs.
Baltimore visiting Kansas City. And we're back. Holy shit, the computer died. Our computer died. All right, moving on to the AFC Championship game. We got Kansas City and Baltimore. Who do you got? I got the Baltimore Ravens. Belt the ass.
I don't think it's about that.
Belt the ass.
I don't think it is.
I'm tired of the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm done with them.
I would donate my kidneys to get belt to ass. Us getting past the Chiefs is our Super Bowl at this point. If we can't get over that hump, I think this time we pull through. We should have beat them first week. The toe held us up. Whatever. That's in the past now. Let that go. Imagine if we started the season off with a win.
So what I'm about the toe comment. That would have only made us go to overtime. Not saying we would.
I think we're going for two.
You think so?
I think we're going for two because at the chance that at the coin toss, Mahomes gets ball, that's a problem right away. They're pulling out plays that they didn't run all game.
We all learned from Josh Allen and the Bills in their overtime game.
Yeah, you don't let the Chiefs
the ball.
So I mean, now in the random case that we get ball first, I think we're gonna let Derrick Henry run the ball, and we're gonna feed like the wide receivers to the side, hit Bateman through the middle somewhere. But I'd much rather us go for the 2 and lose, and I wouldn't be as pissed as if we go to overtime. Yeah. They get ball first and they march down.
Yeah, and it's first game of the year, so it's like
that's so crazy. I remember seeing that, and I jumped out of bed celebrating just for them to pull up the replay. And I'm like, no, oh my god, that was heartbreaking. I think it's gonna be a close game. I don't think it's belt to ass. I'd love that, but I don't think it is. We always have great games against each other. They have found ways to stop us. I think even last time, though, AFC, Zay Flowers was in the end zone and got punched out.
Yeah.
So, we definitely could have won there. Could have won week 1. I think it's going to be a close game. And I think
we're still climbing. Look at that.
I think it'll come down to kickers.
Kickers?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad it's coming down to kickers because right now, Justin Tucker's hot and Harrison Butker's not.
Yeah.
So, fuck you, Chiefs.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Harrison Butker. Fuck you, Travis Kelce.
Dude, that whole thing was crazy. When they were beefing with Tucker, it's like, come on, man. Tucker's going to be the nicest guy on the field.
They ruined my kicker. Yeah. That's why he was on a slump. Now he's back.
I think if the Ravens make it up against the Chiefs in the AFC Championship, I think it's a close game. I think we're going to see plays that neither team has showed all season.
Ravens go back to New Orleans. They won their second Super Bowl.
And
Jacoby
also,
Jones home.
I've seen a stat. Ravens won in 2001. Dilfer turned 28.
He's 28 years old
and won a Super Bowl. Joe Flacco turned 28, 12 years apart.
Yep.
Won a Super Bowl.
12 years later.
Yeah, 12 years later, turned 28. We're going to New Orleans. And this season, with Jacoby passing, they've been preaching the number 12. 12 years, 12 for Jacoby. Back in New Orleans?
Please be rigged.
Yeah. if there is a script, please write us in that.
Please. Be the script.
Let us have one, man. Come on. But I think it's going to be a dog fight of a game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be dog fight.
That's going to feel like.
But I want it belt the ass.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I want Mahomes to be benched in the fourth quarter because they're losing by 30.
Oh my god, wouldn't that be? That'd be a miracle. Oh, I would love that.
Yeah. So we want the Ravens to win, obviously. So we'll put them in the Super Bowl.
We still have to also include. We'll do one Ravens matchup and one Chiefs matchup because
we'll swap them.
It's still the Chiefs. So you can't deny their greatness.
Right now, we got Ravens and Lions meeting in the Super Bowl. Who do you got?
Bro, you saw what we did to them last time.
That's what I'm saying. It's the same fucking team.
We put a chain on that line and walked his ass.
Yeah, I think we do the same thing. Belt the ass. I think Dan Campbell gets to the big game and forgets it's the big game. Or he gets in over his head and makes a lot of mistakes per usual. He makes so many mistakes all year and he still ends up with 15 wins.
Yeah.
I think whoever It's going to be whoever wins the AFC wins the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. And we've seen Lamar against NFC teams. Now he did lose that second NFC.
He lost to the Giants and the Eagles. That's the only two teams he lost to.
Yeah.
He's not losing
but
to another one.
I don't think
not
he
in
lose
this
that
big game.
I don't know if it's about the ass game. The Lions are a very solid team. Absolutely.
Another thing is the Ravens this year playing against playoff teams. You know, I was mentioning that Josh Allen when
we're
he was
number
playing,
one against playoff teams.
We're like number one, and we have a plus 126 point differential.
Yeah, at one point it was like 130.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Or 132.
Yeah, I thought it was like 131.
You know who the next one down is? The Detroit Lions in like 32 or something like that.
It's not even comparable.
Like 100 more points, almost 100 more points than the Detroit Lions in point difference.
And this is against playoff. This ain't just like
it's crazy.
The season one. No, this is playoff contenders. The Ravens have outperformed 100%. Oh yeah, no, I think as you said, whoever wins that AFC Championship is going to be the Super Bowl. They're going to be the favorites.
Mm-hmm.
It's the league runs to the AFC.
Yep,
it's been like that for
years. I mean, you know, the Rams won, but
I mean,
other than that, and then you got Tom Brady's win.
That was unbelievable. I don't care what anybody says. To leave your dynasty,
leave your team,
go to the Buccaneers,
find a new home, and win it all.
Incredible.
So either way, Detroit Lions lose. Kansas City goes in, they win. They get the three-peat. I mean, we don't want to see it.
Don't want to see it, but that's still
incredible if they go in and do that.
Still got to give them the props. Much as you don't like them, that's impressive.
I'm going to switch to watching professional lacrosse if that happens.
I'm going to start watching basketball again. Yeah, I think if they win it, do you think they go on a three-peat? How many more rings do you think Mahomes needs to pass Brady? Do you think he needs to get? Do you think one more Super Bowl? No, I hear you. I just wonder because how many bowls does Brady have?
7.
Is it 7? Okay. Mahomes is at what?
3.
But do you like Brady's got the rings? What would put Mahomes over Brady for you?
Honestly, I think Mahomes is over Brady now.
Really?
Yeah. Mahomes is the greatest quarterback we've witnessed. Like Brady is good and all, but early in Brady's career, he didn't put up Mahomes' numbers.
Yeah, Mahomes did come. I mean, as soon as he
came in first year starting, put up 50 touchdowns.
Yeah,
bro, come on,
unbelievable.
Mahomes is the greatest quarterback we've witnessed in this era.
Yeah,
and I think he's above Brady now. But
all right,
that's a hot.
Oh, then comparing them to dynasty against dynasty, do you think the Patriots dynasty was better than the Chiefs dynasty?
Right now, yeah. If the Chiefs get the three-peat, then the Chiefs will, because that's the only thing the Patriots haven't done.
Patriots ran the 2000s.
I mean, the Patriots, they ran in the 2000s and the 2010s.
Yeah.
And with the Patriots, you had that, undefeated team that went in and lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think the Miami Dolphins are the only team to ever go undefeated completely. I think that was like a 14-game season too. It was in the 70s.
Can't count it.
But the Chiefs, if they can go and get this three-peat, that solidifies that they have the greatest dynasty.
Three-peat is crazy.
Yeah.
It
would make me not want to watch football anymore.
That'd be hard. I mean, as a Chiefs fan, could you imagine your team just three-peats? Which
I just don't want to hear Nick Wright's mouth, bro. I hate Nick Wright, and all he's going to do is preach. And the thing is, he has takes every year. He's always been wrong. Nick Wright's never been right.
Yeah.
Ever. He's never been right. He's only been right about one thing, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs. And that's because he's a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
I give it to him. He's from Kansas City. He's from Missouri. Okay, you're a Chiefs fan. Big whoop. You're wrong about everything else. I don't know how you got a job in sports media.
Yeah. You just got to be loud and push your points either if they're right or wrong.
He just says shit and doesn't get his point across.
But he gets viewers.
And then all his cast members hate him.
That is true. What's
the Mahomes Mountain? Fucking bullshit mountain.
What's the guy that sits across from him when he's always rooting for the Ravens?
First?
Yeah.
It's the light skinned dude.
Yeah, I always forget his name, but God, I love after Ravens when watching their videos. Yeah, and my man kicks his feet up.
Crazy.
He kicks his feet up. He usually has a Ravens fit on. Yeah. Bringing me my sandwich, my soda, and a bag of chips. I love it because he will put Nick right in his place. But yeah, back to it. AFC runs it. Whoever comes out of the AFC, I think, is one of the Super Bowl. 100%. I agree.
All right.
I am. One question I had for you. I've seen this a lot in a lot of like the Facebook groups I'm in. They always argue this. And as a Ravens fan, I don't count them. Do you count Baltimore Colts Super Bowls? Like as a Ravens fan, would you consider that like, oh, well, we got the Colts Super Bowls too? I don't. I don't consider them.
No, because they're traitors.
Yeah. So many fans in this because it's an AFC North war room is what it's called. And it's hilarious. I love being in it. Even when they are dogging the Ravens in it, it is the funniest stuff. But they brought that up a lot recently where someone was like, if you add in the Colts Super Bowls, Ravens are, I think, like one Super Bowl under the Steelers still.
Yeah.
And then someone tried to bring in like a Canadian, like the Canadian Football League championship we won like forever ago. And I'm like, as a Baltimore fan, I do not count those.
No. I don't count NFL. I don't count NFL championships. The only thing that counts is the Super Bowl.
Yes,
that's the only trophy that counts. I don't count NFL championships. I don't count anything that the Colts have brought to Baltimore because they left. They're traitors.
Yeah,
I don't count anything the Cleveland Browns have done.
No, yeah, they were the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah,
they weren't
Cleveland Browns. Like the Cleveland Browns still exist.
Yeah, like it's our Super Bowl start for me when we were the Baltimore Ravens, not the Baltimore Colts. So I just wondered, as another Baltimore fan, what you thought of Baltimore fans also trying to now take on the Colts wins and stuff.
Yeah, no. If you're doing that, you just don't know.
And now we have the United statue outside the stadium.
Unitas is a Baltimore bred player in person.
So like I can see like
he was a Baltimore Colt.
Yeah.
He won a Super Bowl with the Baltimore Colts.
But as an organization
in Baltimore at the time.
Yeah.
He's from here.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Baltimore citizen with a statue.
Yeah. And I mean, in Baltimore, there's actually a ton of Colts fans still.
Yeah, there is.
From that era, their children become Colts fans.
So,
but yeah, I don't take theirs. The Colts can have it.
A lot of so before the Baltimore Ravens came in, obviously I'm too young for this. Before 1996, my dad was a Buffalo Bills fan. At the time where they lost 4 Super Bowls in a row.
Yikes.
And I'm like, dude, I don't know. Living in Buffalo is different. If I was living in Buffalo, I'd be a Buffalo Bills fan. Like if I never moved here. Because I'm from South Jersey.
Yeah.
I started as an Eagles fan. My family was Eagles. And then, moved in, both my parents at the time. It's a split household, Ravens, Eagles. I went on the Ravens side.
Yeah. Good for you.
I believe black and purple.
Yeah.
I do like the Eagles. I don't hate the Eagles.
No, yeah.
I still, if they do something, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, the Eagles are doing something. They're still a part of my family.
And they're an East Coast team.
They're still a part of my family's history and stuff. So I still support them. But having 4 Super Bowl losses in a row,
that
you got to be the most loser franchise in the league.
You got to give them fans that loyalty.
So I made a post. I said one player has to go, or come on, eight more viewers and we're at 100.
Come on, guys,
8 more. Come on, share this thing. I want to start seeing some comments too. Start chirping. I want to hear y'all chirp.
Or even let us know where you're from and what team you support, or your predictions on who you got
predictions
going all the way.
on who you got going all the way.
100%.
But anyway, I did a post on X. It was you got to get rid of one player's history. I did Andrew Luck from the Colts, Mike Vick, John Elway,
okay,
and Drew Brees.
I used to love Breeze as a kid, man.
So I love Drew Brees. Drew Brees is one of my favorite
Marcus
quarterbacks.
Colston was one of my favorite players growing up.
That connection was unbelievable. It reminded me a lot of Peyton Manning and Harrison connection. But anyway, a lot of people were picking Andrew Luck.
Really?
I argued the point that Jim Kelly is nothing but a glorified loser. He's never won anything. He's never done anything. He's never been the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
I think there was one year he won MVP. And it was one time. But other than that, he averages double-digit interceptions. But he's not a great quarterback. He got them to a championship every year.
Yeah.
But lost every single time. And a lot of people picked Michael Vick for his reasons, allegations when he got into when he was letting his homeboy use his house for fucking dog fighting and shit. And Vic knew about that, so I don't. It's all under the water, I guess now.
Still love Vic.
Vic was one of the players that actually got me into watching football, like really, really paying attention to football. That's why I'm so high on Lamar Jackson. I love the dual threat quarterbacks. Oh, I'll take a dual threat quarterback over a pocket passer any day.
Absolutely. Actually, crazy story. So when I was a kid, I don't know if you remember. I don't even remember exactly where it was, but down in Baltimore, Ray Lewis had a restaurant for a long time.
He had a restaurant?
Yes, he had a restaurant.
Lamar
bar.
Jackson has one.
Really? Where at? Is it in Baltimore? Or is
I think it's in the harbor.
No shit.
I could be wrong.
But so Ray
might
Lewis,
be in Florida. No, it's in Florida.
I would say I feel like it would be in Florida. Ray Lewis had a restaurant here, and swear on everything at the table because they had booths and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There was a PlayStation and a TV, and you could play Madden as you were waiting for your stuff.
Dude.
And I remember at that time, of course, I was still a Ravens fan, but I was a huge Vic fan. This is I think he was on the cover of the game too at the time, which was 08.
04.
I thought it was later than that.
04.
Damn. So then, yeah.
But 08 is when he was a Eagle, I believe. That's when he made that transition to the Eagles and he started playing phenomenal.
Well, this is when he was still with the Falcons. But I remember I went Falcons. My dad took the Ravens, so I went with a QB that I liked. I got my ass whooped, don't get me wrong, 100%. But I always thought that was a cool memory. To go to a Ray Lewis restaurant and you could play Madden at your table as you wait for dinner.
That's pretty cool.
It was incredible. Me and my family always still loved Vic. I mean, and we grew up with nothing but pit bulls. We still we put that we separated the player with his game and what he did outside the league.
Yeah, it's kind of like OJ Simpson.
On that,
OJ Simpson's an all-time great. I don't care what anybody says. He's one of the best running backs of all time. But what he did was tragic.
Oh, absolutely.
And
I feel like
he knows he fucking did it. He knows he did it. He was proven innocent, but he knows he fucking did it.
But yeah, and then when I was a kid, I loved Drew Brees. Marcus Colston was my man. I remember I had before I started buying trading cards again. My dad bought me this book. It was this cheap knockoff brand of trading cards, but it was a book, and each slot would have the number and the player, and you would get that and fill it in there certain spot. And I remember when I got my Colston and Breeze card, I was so hyped. Of course, I was hyped for my Ravens cards. When I got those two, I was that was my favorite duo at the time. And the black and gold jerseys were so cool. Yeah, loved it as a kid.
Yeah, I was kind of happy the year they won the Super Bowl because that's the year Baltimore went to Indy to play against Peyton Manning, and we got fucked up. Flacco got waxed, bro, waxed.
Hey, we got our get back though. When he went to the Broncos.
Yeah,
we got our get back.
Broncos. He got a get back. Mile High Miracle. That's the best play in NFL history, in my opinion.
I don't know. Compare that against the what is it? The Minneapolis or Minnesota? The one with Diggs.
Diggs. What makes Mile High Miracle so special is that team actually went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was was theirs in the playoffs or was it
Minneapolis?
Yeah,
it was in the playoffs. Vikings were massive underdogs, I believe, and I think it was Marshawn Lattimore. Yeah, Marshawn Lattimore blew the coverage. Yeah. He went for a shoulder. He went to go lay out Diggs, and he whipped hard. And Diggs just
him and off to the slide.
Yep. For 99, we need one more.
But so you have the Mile High Miracle over that one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and the Minneapolis Miracle is a great play. I remember watching that live. I was just like, jaw drop.
I still remember watching that when you seen Jacoby catch it and turn around. I think
He had another play like that when we played against the 49ers in the Super Bowl, where he fell down, got back up, and like fucking shit.
He had so many
bake
plays in that. Yeah, he had so many crazy plays in that Super Bowl.
Jacoby Jones also was my MVP pick. He was the MVP pick because he returned. He had the record for longest kick return.
Yeah, in the Super Bowl.
I think he had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
like he was a dog. But Flacco, he deserved it too.
Well, and I remember there was also argument for Anquan. But Anquan carried most of the season.
Yeah, because he carried because Flacco would overthrow him. Anquan's so fucking big, he's just gonna go up and get it.
Yeah, he was incredible to have. Said he ended up leaving after the Super Bowl.
He left and
wanted money.
He left and what happened?
Yeah. No, I agree.
Flacco
but still,
but you don't surround quarterbacks that aren't.
We paid him heavy, and then we went on a spree of like not making playoffs. Being bottom tier in the AFC North.
That is my biggest argument against Joe Flacco is that you got paid all this money and you shit the bed every year, besides maybe one.
Yeah.
There was one time where we had Gary Kubiak as our offensive coordinator. I think it was in 2014. 2014, Gary Kubiak was the offensive coordinator for the Ravens. He pretty much changed Flacco's game.
Yeah.
Flacco ended up throwing for, I think, almost 4,000 yards. I don't think he hit 4,000 that year. I know in 2018, 2018 was the March year.
Yeah.
I know before that, after the Super Bowl, Flacco did hit. Or at 102, let's go. That's good. That's a good for a stream.
Yeah, for a stream 100, let's go.
But Flacco hit 4,000 one of the years before he got eventually being released from the Ravens or traded. He was traded.
Even though he's not with us no more, it's still cool to see him come in every so often and ball out.
See, I don't. This is why me and Matt butt heads.
You don't like it?
I don't support it as much as if he was a Raven still.
Oh no.
Like
yeah, no.
Matt
There's still teams where I
grabs Flacco by the nuts and fondles him.
Hey,
and that's when he was playing with the Browns, dude. Like I've never seen a Ravens fan support the Browns so much.
When he was with the Browns,
that shit pissed me off. Like, sorry, Matt, but that shit pissed me off.
No, when he was with the Browns, I didn't support.
No, I hate that.
When he went to the Colts, I was like, okay, cool.
I still don't support that.
But
you're the opponent. You're not.
Yeah, but it's still cool to see he fell off.
If Flacco comes into M&T Bank and he's on the other team, I want his head on a stick.
Absolutely. Yeah,
like,
nobody's denying that. Absolutely. But when it's not a meaningless game, but when it's a mid-season game and he's out there playing with the Colts against somebody, and I'm like, all right, Flacco just came in and threw what? Did he throw 300 yards a couple times?
Yeah.
Like, that's cool to see for Flacco after falling off for multiple seasons to just come out, back up QB, let the thing rip. Come on, Joe Flacco. Come on. That's cool to see. But I'm not rooting for him. If we see him, we play them.
At the end of the day, I'm not rooting for him.
Yeah, we see him, yes.
It's cool to see, but
Roquan take him out.
Yeah.
Kyle Hamilton.
Do your worst.
Do anything. I don't care.
But we're not going to see Flacco.
How many more years do you think he's got left?
None.
Think he's done?
This year, he sucked. He sucked this year really bad. Like, even though he was the starter in front of Anthony Richardson at the end of the year, which I think the Colts should move on from Anthony Richardson.
Which is that, because I had so much.
When you quit, I remember in the offseason, you guys made predictions.
I got
called crazy. I got called. I didn't know fucking ball.
I didn't
because Anthony Richardson was a great quarterback. He's going to be a top 10 quarterback in the league.
I just thought, like scouts thought, his athleticism. I was like, dude, he's
an athlete.
Yeah,
he can succeed in the CFL maybe.
Yeah, he's not a team player. And this season, him quitting on his team,
he quit on his team. You're cut. I don't care. If I'm a coach, you're cut.
Yeah, when he quit on his team,
you could say that's why I'm not a coach of a team, but you're cut. You're not doing it. You're not bringing that mentality onto my team. Fuck
you're the QB we just drafted. Yep. You just quit on your team.
They went all in on you, and you quit on them.
Yeah, I mean, that's rough. Sophomore slumps with CJ Stroud this year. Who do you think might hit a slump next year? Do you see with Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels, who both balling in their rookie year? I think Jaden Daniels is going to win Rookie of the Year.
I don't think so.
Who do you think wins it over him?
Brock Bowers.
Bowers has been a team.
I got Brock Bowers winning. Like, Brock Bowers is the best tight end we've ever seen.
Yep. I don't know.
Quote me.
I mean,
Quote me.
I don't think ever
Brock
seen.
Bowers is the best tight end we are ever going to see as a rookie.
Okay, as a rookie. If you're talking just like career already, no, absolutely.
He almost broke the record for receiving catches for a tight end.
No, and he's doing it on a terrible team.
Yeah, he doesn't even know who his quarterback is week in and week out.
I mean, when
he's still balling.
Aiden O'Donnell thrown to you, good luck. But do you see either Bo Nix or Jaden Daniels going to a sophomore slump? I could see Bo Nix
going into a slump because he was already because we've seen Bo Nix struggle.
Yeah,
but we've also seen Jaden Daniels struggle.
Agreed. Only reason,
especially towards the end of the year.
Yeah. Now they both could go into a slump or both not. Hopefully not. The one reason why I think Bo Nix will over Jaden Daniels is just because with how new and revamped this offense is, a lot of times you get a team who has all new weapons, new everything, nobody knows how to game plan.
Mm-hmm.
That next season, okay, we've seen what you did all last year. We know how to game plan for you. I think that they could struggle with that.
Okay.
I think. Yeah. And I
think do the same thing with both of them.
Absolutely. No, I agree. I think I like Jaden Daniels more this season, even though Bo Nix is absolutely bald. Absolutely.
If I had to pick who had to have a bigger slump next year, it would be Bo Nix.
Think so?
Yeah. I'm more of a Bo Nix guy, but I think he has a bigger slump.
I had both on my fantasy team. I
had both of them too.
Yeah, I was rolling with it. And I had that Broncos defense, which God, that saved me so many times.
Yeah, I rocked with Vikings defense most of the year for my championship teams.
Oh yeah. Then I had something else.
Knicks clears Cowboy Reg. Shout out to Cowboy Reg, a long supporter.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. Ravens big tomorrow. Let's go.
Oh yeah, Ravens big tomorrow. We gotta win.
If we don't win, this
Knicks clears Jaden Daniels. So Cowboy Reg thinks that Knicks is better. And Knicks is not going to have a slump. And Jaden Daniels will have the slump, which I can see happening.
I could see both.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, they're both ballers. Rookie season. Both were battling for Rookie of the Year.
I fucking hope so, dude. I hope Henry has a 200-yard game against them with 3 tutties hat trick.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what we're banking on.
Feed that man the ball. Even Lamar, bro, some little RPOs, some little.
That's all you got to do.
Tuck back and let Lamar take over.
I've been preaching this for
feed them
all season. Read options. So go into read option every first down.
Yes.
That's all you need to do.
Keep them guess. Every first down, make them guess.
What are they going to do? Send the house? Okay. Just go the opposite way. You go one way or the other. They're not going to send it in all the directions. They can't.
Yeah.
Because they don't know if you're going to pass or not. They don't know these things.
Agreed.
Red shirt for Reggie? I'm
gonna need to expand on that.
Yeah, I'm not understanding.
Let the kickoff, then y'all get the OSU Texas. No, I haven't even paid attention.
Oh, hook 'em.
Yeah,
That's all I gotta say. Texas was a pick when early in college football this year for me. I haven't been able to watch a lot of college football.
Yeah, I haven't.
The most I've watched this year was when I took my trip to Hawaii and I was with a bunch of Navy men and all they do is watch college football.
Oh, yeah.
So I was watching the Texas-Georgia game and I was preaching hook 'em because they were all Georgia Bulldogs fans. But Georgia ended up winning that game. I do got Texas winning. I don't think if Texas can lock up that 19-year-old wide receiver, he's a dog.
I've seen
he's the best player in college football.
He is insane.
He's crazy. And the thing is, he's raw. He's a raw talent. And all Texas has to do is lock him up. They lock him up, they can win the game.
Oh, absolutely.
Nah, Arch Manning's not going to go in. And the reason he's not going to go in is because he's redshirt. He already played his limit games.
Yeah.
He can't play.
How about though when he came in and played throughout the season? Ball.
Oh, Arch
Ball,
Manning. Arch Manning was the best quarterback in college football history in a span of 6 games.
And he's D backup.
Yep.
Insane.
Mm-hmm. In a span of 6 games, Arch Manning was the best college quarterback that I've ever witnessed. And I think he's going to be an NFL prodigy. Like, you know how we talk about Pat Mahomes?
Yeah.
It's going to be Arch Manning.
I mean, he's already got the family who's been there.
It's just what team is he going to go to and, level up. Yeah. I think it's going to be Dallas.
Think so?
I think Jerry Jones wants Arch Manning in Dallas.
That's crazy.
Oh, postseason doesn't count? If postseason doesn't count, then Arch Manning, if Arch Manning goes in and plays, they have a better shot at winning. I'm not a believer in Quinn Ewers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, if he can play, they have a better chance winning with Arch Manning. But, I mean, they're going to ride the hot hand of Ewers right now.
Oh, yeah.
But I think whatever team Arch Manning goes to, once his college career is over, I think he's going to elevate them to being – like, he can, by himself, probably turn a team into a dynasty.
Those are big predictions.
Arch Manning is a prodigy.
No,
he's going to be.
I love his swagger too. My man on the sideline after he was balling out in games, bro. My man on the sideline getting it in with the team.
The thing is, like, he'll make like little mistakes like that, like little interceptions. I don't think I've ever seen him fumble. Yeah. I could be wrong though, but he has the little mistakes that. Right now, since he's a redshirt, he can work.
He's a redshirt college player. I mean that. If anything, that's not necessarily the time to get it out, but that's if you're going to make those mistakes.
Yeah,
make it when you're a red shirt, you're learning, and then come out and improve.
Oh, when he said reg, not reg, reg. It's for Reggie. His name's Reggie. That's why I'm just now looking at that. All right, appreciate it, Cowboy Ravens. Let's go.
I appreciate you, man. I'm so excited for this weekend to get it kicked off. I can't believe how fast the season went by.
Yeah, it did go by pretty quick. Me and my fiance were thinking about going to the game.
Dude, ticket prices are like in the hundreds, like $100.
$100.
It's gonna be freezing though. That's my only reason. I want to go.
We don't want to sit in the nosebleeds though.
Well, I
was thinking about paying $200 just to sit down by the field.
Which that's not bad for a playoff game against a divisional rival.
I went to the playoff game last year.
Yeah.
Against the Texans.
Yeah.
That was the
coldest game.
The coldest game in NFL history at the Ravens Stadium. The field was like -15.
Yeah.
I think the actual temperature was like 12.
Yeah. And it's gonna be an 8:00 game.
And it's gonna be a night game. I'm gonna have a liquor jacket on. I'll be all right.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm still debating. I would love to go. My
let's see. Oh, we're getting snow tonight.
Sad part is, so my mechanic at work is a Steelers fan. So
I'm sorry.
All week I've had to deal with him just talking shit. He swears whether Russ is playing or Fields is playing, they're beating
Fields
us.
ain't playing. Why would Fields play? Why would they have
He's a
Fields
Steelers fan. He's a little delusional. But all week I've had to deal with that.
People say they're like all there in the head and all, and then they walk in with a Steelers.
Oh my god.
I feel bad for your mechanic. I feel bad for whatever he has going on too.
Oh, I cannot wait for when that clock hits 0. Yes. Great, man. I told him that clock hits 0 and Ravens move on next round. I said, you will be getting a phone call. Do not bitch button me. Do not put your phone on silence. You are answering.
I would continue to call him all night.
Oh,
I'd stay up as long as you can and just keep like spamming him.
And when I see him Monday morning at work, best believe he's getting it.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I think this is going to be a great playoff. Just all around. A lot of great matchups. I don't really feel who do you think is the weakest team that's made it in?
Texans.
I think Texans
100%
beat up.
But it's between Texans and Rams. I think the Rams can beat the Texans
too, though. I put the Packers towards the bottom.
Yeah.
For me, I would say my toss-up is Texans and Packers. Texans, I was a big fan of. They've dealt with a lot of injuries. Stroud's off here. I'm hoping he bounces back next year. I think he will. Especially, hopefully, I just bought like four of his rookie cards, so I really hope he bounces back. But for me, I think it might be the Packers. I said, well, Texans, injury wise, all healthy teams. I think Packers probably the weakest team then.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I think that kind of wraps it up for tonight. I gotta to celebrate Lamar Jackson's All-Pro winning
MV3 loading.
MV3.
A player that's
jersey there and everything. Look at that thing.
In the lead,
beautiful.
In the lead for MVP, or whoever's gotten All-Pro has always won MVP.
Yep. That's it's bagged.
I mean, Lamar won
and the thing is,
over Josh Allen.
So before we end it, I just want to say I do know that the MVP usually doesn't win the Super Bowl. The last one to do so was Pat Mahomes, and then I think before that was like 25 years ago. And I think that was Kurt Warner.
Crazy. It
was the greatest show on turf when Kurt Warner won in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
MVP and Super Bowl winner. So
that's crazy. It's been other than Mahomes.
Mahomes, it was that long. So I wasn't a firm believer in if you won MVP, you weren't going to get the Super Bowl. Yeah. But Mahomes did it. I think Lamar can do it. I think Lamar is the best player in football right now, whether you like him or not.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can dislike him. He's phenomenal. His highlight reel is insane. He literally shits on your favorite team.
My thing
is every team.
And like the reason, like I don't understand where he gets his hate from, because it's like he's also not a menace on social media. You see on the field, he's talking, joking around after games. Players come up and talk to him. Yep. Everybody wants to talk to him. Like, so I don't understand where this hate comes from.
I don't know.
He's a great QB.
He's
breaking records.
He's a great character outside of football.
He's given back to Baltimore and back in his hometown.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't understand why people hate him. There's not really I don't really
hate
on
their
players,
favorite team. I think that's what it is. Like for the longest time, we had a hatred for Tom Brady.
That's true.
I have a hatred for Pat Mahomes right now.
Yeah. But I feel like that's only because they've achieved so much, and now we're ready as fans for like
we're ready for a fucking Super Bowl. Come on, bring it in.
It's someone else's time.
It's Lamar's time.
But like after Brady was done his crazy run, I was like, okay, he's cool again. Like we can accept him. But yeah, I still just don't get the hate. Don't understand it. Baltimore gets a lot of hate, and we also, when it comes to media wise, we don't get. We've gotten a lot of coverage games this year.
We have. I think that's ever since Lamar Jackson came to the Ravens. We've had a lot of coverage.
Yeah, but I feel like when it comes to media attention, the Ravens, like I've noticed when it comes this might be very dumb to bring up, but like commercial wise, when you see like commercials for like jerseys and stuff like that, Lamar at one point was the highest selling jersey.
Yeah,
and I feel like he didn't get much promotion when it came to like the jersey.
Well, the thing is, he doesn't get the promotion because he doesn't sign off on it.
Yeah, that could be
like he just started doing the Gatorade commercials. Like he's sponsored by Gatorade.
Which is crazy. He's waited so long.
Like he's not with Under Armour. Under Armour tried getting him. Nike tried. Like they wanted to give him a sneaker.
Yeah, he's got.
I'm waiting for an NFL player to get a sneaker. I know Deion Sanders is coming out with his Diamond Turfs.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting them when they drop.
That'd be cool.
I need another player to come out with a sneaker, because I remember when Victor Cruz had his out. They were clean.
Yeah.
We need more football players with sneaker contracts.
Which is weird we haven't, because I feel like with how big the NFL, like how big NFL stars are, that we haven't had that type of collaboration yet.
I think Pat Mahomes might be having some. I don't know if he does right now or not, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I feel like they all go like Oakley's a huge one. They all go like glasses and maybe like.
I know Lamar's with Oakley.
Yeah. But I don't think we've really ever gotten that. We never had a sneaker deal, and I feel like other than like clothing wise, though, I feel like there's
Tom Brady's with Under Armour and no sneaker deal.
Yeah, I wonder why that is. Hopefully, somebody breaks through, and then it starts. I mean, NBA players are gifted left and right, and I mean, there's some NBA players that don't deserve a sneaker deal.
Yeah, the last big player to have a sneaker deal, Victor Cruz had one, but Deion Sanders, prime time, and that's because he played baseball and football.
Yeah, it's so cool if Lamar got his.
It would be nice.
Imagine some even if it was something basic, like some Ravens Air Force Ones.
Yeah,
I'd rock them bitches
with Lamar's logo on it or something.
Yeah, that'd be hard.
I'd even take Under Armour's been coming up. I like their shoes.
Yeah.
They're comfortable.
I actually want to go to
I
their.
can wear them anywhere.
Yeah, they're newly built.
I do want to go.
I want to go. It looks
Brews and Ball
beautiful.
special.
That's what we should do.
That'd be lit.
We'll go
Like
shopping.
in the off season, go
Keep
there and
coming
live
down
stream.
there. Yeah, that'd be cool. They got a beautiful facility there now.
Yeah.
They got the field out back.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Under Armour's Baltimore.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
awesome.
It is. They Baltimoreans treat Under Armour like they're Louis Vuitton, pretty much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%.
But on that note, we're gonna end the stream. We'd like to thank all the viewers for tuning in tonight. We got 143 and
Absolutely.
counting.
Incredible for our first stream.
That's the first stream. We had over 300 views on the stream itself. Right now, we're capping off at 144. Sorry for the late people that are tuning in.
Yeah,
But
signing off here.
we're gonna end it here tonight. Thank you.
Appreciate everybody who came out. And hey, next time, let's get some more comments and tell us where you're from, who you support,
Yeah,
and
start
give us your
interacting more.
opinions. Yeah,
Yep.
we're gonna get this going more.
You interact, we'll interact.
Appreciate you guys.